As Vice-Chancellor of the University, I declare this congregation open for the conferring of degrees by the authority of the Senate and the Council. Lord Lieutenant, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to welcome you all to this degree congregation. It is a celebration of all those who graduate today. We celebrate your many achievements that culminate in the award of a degree from a major international research and teaching-led university. All degree ceremonies are special to the individuals who graduate. This is a special degree ceremony in several ways. First, it is part of the 80th anniversary celebrations of the university, but it is also special to me, as it is the first graduation of students I welcomed to the university 3 years ago, when I joined the University of Leicester. Since then, we have changed in size. We are now a university of 18,500 students, 3,000 staff, and we have a turnover of £150 million. We are a complex organisation. We are a business, but a business with higher education as its focus. During the time you have been in Leicester, the university has increased in intellectual stature. It is located in the top 20 universities in the UK for research and teaching. So look at it like this. If you bought a house 3 years ago, it would by now have increased in value. Similarly, your degree is now worth more than you could have expected when you joined us 3 years ago. Indeed, it is in your interest to see the University of Leicester increase in stature in the coming years, and we hope you will do all you can to promote the university. One of the highlights of our 80th year has been the inauguration of the Institute of Lifelong Learning by the Right Honourable Estelle Morris MP, Secretary of State for Education and Skills, who referred to us as a role model for the higher education system. But you might ask, why should she say that? First, we are a research-intensive university contributing to the knowledge-based economy. We are in the top 10 universities in the UK for the research grant and contract income received for each full-time member of staff. Teaching is at the forefront of our activities and closely linked with research. It has also been regarded as excellent by all independent assessors who have visited 12 subject departments over the last 3 years. We are involved in widening access and widening participation by not just engaging in debates about lifelong learning, but making sure it is a reality so that social groups who otherwise do not go to university should share in our success and all that in which we are involved. We meet and exceed our benchmarks. We engage in 2-year foundation degrees. We are a university that contributes to distance learning, and over 6,000 of our students are registered for such courses. This allows all of you who are graduating today to come back to Leicester without leaving home. You can do another course with us. But just in case parents and friends feel that they're excluded at this point, can I assure you that we could sign you up for a distance learning course at the end of this degree ceremony, and by early next week, you could be on your way to joining us here again in 18 months' time. But fundamental to everything we do in this university are the people who work here. I am sure you will wish to join me in congratulating Professor Malcolm Shaw on his appointment as a QC, a great accolade for him personally and for our School of Law. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Wendy Hickling, who was the very first University of Leicester graduate and who is completing over 20 years' service on the University Council this year. and helps us in countless ways. I'm sure you would like to join with me in applauding those people. But what are the challenges for universities and for the University of Leicester? First, we need to continue to recruit high-quality students and provide a high-quality experience for them. We need to continue to develop the contribution the university makes to the city, the county and the region through innovative activity. We need to develop new forms of learning through electronic means. We also need to develop our library, which is at the very heart of the university, both physically and electronically. And I'm sure those of you who graduate today will be delighted to hear that on Monday of this week, Council agreed that the University of Leicester will build a library extension in the next 2 years. I think that's splendid news. The University of Leicester has much to contribute. We hope you will continue to keep in touch with us and to encourage us in our endeavours. Finally, I would like to congratulate you all on the degrees you have obtained. The class of 2002 has maintained high standards. We hope you will keep in touch with the university, and I shall look forward to seeing you at alumni events. But before I close, I would like you to join me in showing your appreciation to your parents, relatives, friends and sponsors who have supported you all the way through to this graduation today. So I would now ask that you join with me in a round of applause for those people. But I should tell you one thing. We've been doing this in every graduation ceremony. And what we want to make sure of is that the Faculty of Law and the Faculty of Social Science do this absolutely much better than any other faculty. So what I want you to do is to really show us that you're going to be able to do this really well all afternoon and beat the Faculty of Medicine, who they always claim. They always think they're the better faculty for doing this. So let's see how we go with law and social science. So an applause for all those people who've supported you through to this point today. Well, that's terrific. If you keep that up all the afternoon, I think you'll be in great contention with the Faculty of Medicine. That's terrific. Have an enjoyable day, applaud your fellow students, and all good wishes to you all for your future careers.
Lynne Brindley has led a life full of firsts. She's the first woman and the first information professional to head the British Library, the premier library in the world. And she's built up to this by forging a path of innovation across the world of library and information services in higher education and beyond. Lynne was brought up in Cornwall and attended Truro High School. She combined a substantial talent for music with great skills at mathematics. In choosing her university degree course, she plumped for music and obtained the first of her firsts, a first-class honours. Realising that the world of performing music was not for her, she drew on her other talents and took an MA in Library and Information Studies at University College London, where, following the rule that was to govern the rest of her life, she was top student and gained the course medal. There followed a period of initiation into the world of university libraries, including a spell as the first non-Oxford graduate to work as a librarian in the famous Bodleian Library in Oxford. The magnet of the greatest library in the world, however, drew her back to London, where she became in due course head of the Chief Executive's Office, Marketing, at the British Library. At a very young age, she moved with the great and good of the library world and gained both invaluable experience and an impressive reputation. Within a few years, she spotted another opportunity to be first. A new dynamic Vice-Chancellor had been appointed at the University of Aston, and he was looking for someone to change the face of the university library and information services. Lynne was appointed as director and set out to change things at remarkable speed. Within a couple of years, she achieved another first, the UK's first wired campus with IT available to all. It is difficult to believe in these days of computers on every desk that not many years ago, academics would have to compete for the one terminal in some dark room in the bowels of their department. Lynne changed all that. Her obvious skills in change management led her to yet another first, the UK's first Pro-Vice-Chancellor, a very senior position in the university, for technology and information communication. Here she earned the respect of academic colleagues by ensuring that library and IT services were designed for the interests of the users rather than librarians or technocrats. This was at a time that government sang a constant litany that private enterprise was good and public service bad. Lynne decided to turn the tables and show how the skills acquired in public service can benefit the commercial world. She worked for 2 years as a consultant for a large private firm and was extremely successful. At the end of the day, however, the old values of public service drew her back to the university world. She was headhunted to become director of the greatest social science library in the world at the London School of Economics. Again, her capacity for change management produced a transformation to a new service-oriented library in a splendid new building, built through a successful fundraising project initiated by Lynne herself. By this time, Lynne was extremely well known on the national scene and played a major part in JISC, a body overseeing information services in universities. She served on the Follett Review of University Libraries and led the group on electronic libraries. It is fair to say that Lynne's work changed completely the face of university libraries in the UK. She exploited the advantages of a coordinated national system to build an exceptional capacity of skills in staff across the land that will keep the UK at the forefront for many years to come. Headhunted yet again, Lynne moved to Leeds and to yet another senior role combining leadership of library and information services with the role of Pro-Vice-Chancellor. The stimulation of work in a more general university environment and the rediscovered delights of hill walking would have kept her at Leeds, except for the call of one of the biggest jobs in the library world, Chief Executive of the British Library, to which she was appointed 2 years ago. Lynne still, however, lives in Rutland, keeping her in contact with the countryside that she loves. Lynne is now applying her prodigious talent to the development of an organisation that expended most of its efforts for many years on a move to splendid new buildings at St Pancras. She is setting about galvanising a staff of 2,500 to combine their scholarly remit with a more open approach, using new technology to meet the broader information needs of modern society. Those who know Lynne identify her efficient manner, range of vision from the big picture to complex detail, and exceptional management skills as the key to her meteoric rise. We will surely see the British Library reaching ever greater heights under her continuing stewardship. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, on the recommendation of Senate and Council, I present Lynne Janey Brindley that you may confer upon her the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Letters.
I admit you to the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Letters and welcome you among us. Many congratulations.
Congratulations.
Vice-Chancellor, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very great personal pleasure to receive an honorary degree from the University of Leicester today. I think any honours that you achieve when still alive temporarily create moments of meditation and some insecurity. Everybody has the why me syndrome. Everybody looks back at pieces of work that they've done and thinks, surely I didn't really do that, and if I did, I'm sure I can never do it again. And few people are not secretly surprised to feel that they've made a mark. And few people do not respond by saying, I'm afraid it is undeserved. But of course, if your peers and people you respect turn to you and wish to give you an honour, then it's the moment when you have to ask, why was it deserved? And in finding that out, the only response must be actually to deserve it more in the future. During our careers, we all face choices of direction and focus. I've been privileged in a variety of ways to contribute to the creation of world-class information systems and services to support learning and research and our knowledge economy. I'm currently privileged to be entrusted with the scientific and cultural memory of our nation as it's manifest over the centuries in published and other forms, and in one of the greatest libraries in the world. But a national library can't rest on the past, and my endeavours are now to ensure a library, an increasingly digital library, which will be of real value to the nation in the next hundreds of years. This honour supports me in redoubling my determination in this cause. I'd like to add my congratulations to those of you who are graduating today. You, with the support of your tutors and academic colleagues assembled here, have completed a journey I know of hard work and I hope much fun. I'm proud to share the occasion with you all, your families and your friends and supporters. There's no one who can take away these achievements and this experience from you. It's customary to give some advice on these occasions, and that seemed to me rather presumptuous. But perhaps one thought, I have to say often followed in the breach, be nice to those who you meet on your way up in life, as sure as anything you're going to meet them again on your way down. But to finish, at the end of today, I will take my honour away with me and put it under the bed in a drawer and occasionally get it out to look at it, because one hopes that one will not have rested on the laurels of this honour, but maybe have made oneself unpopular again, unfashionable again, difficult again, in order to speak of the future and not of the past. Life's curiosity and life's paradoxes are still there for all of us to find. And so I would like to thank Leicester University for supporting me in this way. I will now look to the university as one that I give honour to, having received this honour from you. Thank you very much.
The graduands in the Faculty of the Social Sciences will be presented by the Dean, Dr. Green. Will all graduands in the faculty please stand?
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from the Faculty of the Social Sciences to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Graduates of the Faculty of the Social Sciences, by the authority of the Senate, I admit you to the several degrees for which you are presented.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Saleh Al-Turki. For the degree of Master of Arts in Cooperative Management and Organisational Development, Balan Nair. For the degree of Master of Arts in Law and Employment Relations, Diane Armstrong. Emma Bellis. Keith Brown. Paul Cadman. Julie Copping. Amanda Days. Chinta Disanayake. Suzanne Emerson. Dotsie Gordon. Rosemary Green. Alison Hay. Kate Irving. Ian Leather. Alan Lingham. Fiona McLachlan. Miles Patterson. Robert Perks. Brenda Pugh. Gwyn Rowlands. Mark Summerfield. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Jennifer Alves. Nicoletta Athanasiou. Charles Ayoka. Wendy Back. Robert Bianchi. Ado Boafo. Ivan Chadwick. Paul Chan. Yochi Chonan. Takashi Fukami. Maria Georgiou. Alan Hall. Shigo Hiriazumi. Yokihiro Hosokawa. Cheng Chung Xiao. Yashushi Isozaki. Masaru Yochi. Sasko Ivanovsky. Priya Aya Subramanian. Victor Kakanda. Hirohiko Katayami. Yasaku Kato. Yasumobo Kato. Yoshikazu Kuono. Sutida Kumnawak. Colin Lee. Amjad Motul. Kikuko Nakamaru. Masaki Okabe. G. Pan. Rebecca Pearson. Ian Ramsey. Kasumaza Sakakura. Andrew Stevenson,
Well done.
Heiko Stepka,
Congratulations.
Shinji Chutina,
Congratulations.
Elaine Walsh,
Congratulations.
Meng Wong,
Congratulations.
Sharon Wong,
Congratulations.
Soon Cheong Yu,
Congratulations.
Lee Meng Zhu,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Employee Relations, Paul Gohan,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Finance, Salisu Adams,
Congratulations.
Alex Ajay,
Congratulations.
Angela Adu,
Congratulations.
Samuel Amofa,
Congratulations.
Christian Amponza,
Congratulations.
Christopher Bafo Esilfi,
Congratulations.
John Brennan,
Congratulations.
Grace Chisulo,
Congratulations.
Andrei Konstantinou,
Congratulations.
Frederick Daniels,
Congratulations.
Christina Dimitriou,
Congratulations.
Maggie Fock,
Congratulations.
Bing Hu,
Congratulations.
Hope Ikariot,
Congratulations.
Isatu Jawara,
Congratulations.
Zhen Jiang,
Congratulations.
Kang Ne Ko,
Congratulations.
Aileen Koch,
Congratulations.
Kevin Lian,
Congratulations.
Yi Chun Lin,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Piyush Mahesh,
Congratulations.
Scott Mangis,
Congratulations.
Svetlana Mi,
Congratulations.
Azrael Maud Sarit,
Congratulations.
Bafu and Tim,
Congratulations.
William Ofori Darko,
Congratulations.
George Okine,
Congratulations.
Patricia Sapor,
Congratulations.
Hina Shah,
Congratulations. Well done.
Mansoor Shah,
Congratulations.
Wang Wan,
Congratulations.
Derry Williams,
Congratulations.
Chi Su,
Congratulations.
Guang Yang,
Congratulations.
Keng Yap,
Congratulations.
Wei Kun Yong,
Well done.
for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Information Technology Management, Suni Chan,
Congratulations.
Kwasi Darfur,
Well done.
Donald Marshall,
Well done.
Al Nasir Pira,
Well done. Thank you.
Francis Yo,
Thank you. Well done.
for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Marketing, Chuan Chan,
Congratulations.
Ching Chang,
Congratulations.
Shi Chao Chang,
Well done.
Paul Chang,
Well done.
Xiao Chiang,
Well done.
Shireen Chong,
Congratulations.
Hui Chu,
Well done.
Elisabetta Escalona,
Well done.
Xiao Fan, Shao Fan, Sandeep Ghosh, Chin Fang Huang, Kai Chi Huang, Rukmini Khan, Yu Kuao, Ming Li, Kung Li, Chen Lynne, Herbert Lewis, Anil Menon, June Park, Jung Peng, Asraf Raphael, Rajiv Sudan, Mei Tan, Maged Tawfik, Heng Wang, Hong Wang, Chi Wu. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Supply Chain Management, Jonathan Bowe. Mark McCabe. Emmanuel Teye Ajay. For the degree of Business Administration, Total Quality Management, Sean Brown. Penina Tibura. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Jeremy Holland. Sadiq Nyanzoa. Roger Rimland. For the degree of Master of Science in Management, Iman Salim. For the degree of Master of Science in Marketing, Stuart Yeoman. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Victor Kakanda. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Supply Chain Management, Emmanuel Teye Ajay. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit to the several degrees for which they are presented by my faculty those candidates who are absent.
By the authority of the Senate, I admit those candidates who are absent to the several degrees for which they are presented.
As Lord Lieutenant of Leicestershire, our Honorand Tim Brookes is the permanent local representative of the Queen and holds the most senior office of the county. Appointed by the Sovereign on the recommendation of the Prime Minister, a county's Lord Lieutenant faces a daunting and time-consuming array of public duties. These include officiating at a prolific amount of public events relating to such diverse spheres as local government, charities, and private sector companies. In the case of Tim Brookes, he is also Vice President of the East Midlands Reserve Forces and Cadets Association and the county's Custos Rotolorum, or Chief Magistrate. As such, he chairs the Lord Chancellor's Advisory Committee for the appointment of Justices of the Peace for the county. In addition to these judicial functions, he is a co-opted member of the Magistrate Courts Committee, which administers the lower courts throughout both Leicester City and the county, and also Rutland. At the forefront of the public's perception of the Lord Lieutenant is his responsibility for overseeing and handling the arrangements for royal events in the county. For example, when in March this year the Duke of York expressed a wish to visit the Triumph motorcycle factory in Hinckley, which had been badly damaged by fire, it was Tim Brookes' task to respond to the royal request and ensure the safe security and smooth running of the event. However, he also has a proactive role in promoting significant county events to the royal family, helping to keep them aware of important county occasions and facilitate their involvement. So it is that our honorand is currently overseeing the royal arrangements relating to our own university, when the Duke of Kent visits the university later this year to commemorate our 80th anniversary. Tim Brookes was born in Leicestershire in 1929, the son of the late Honourable H.W. Brookes, whose father was the second Baron Crawshaw of Wotton House, Loughborough. Educated at Eton College, he moved on to the internationally renowned Royal Agricultural College at Cirencester to study for his National Diploma in Agriculture. In 1951, he married Anne Freemantle, daughter of the 4th Baron Cottesloe, and following 2 years of practical farming in Shropshire and Sussex, moved back to Leicestershire to farm and look after Lord Cottesloe's estate. In addition, he and his wife were to take a remarkably prescient step for 1950s Great Britain in that they started a market garden among their many activities. Tim Brookes, in his characteristically modest way, says this was really just a way of making a pretty but unproductive walled garden useful to the farm. However, the foresight paid off, and today this has grown into a thriving modern-day garden centre. Our honorand does, however, recall that there was a lot of hard work in the early days, and that the work was made harder by the fact that no one in Leicester in those days wanted to buy any of their spinach. This meant having to get up even earlier in the morning to take it to Coventry, where there was a ready market, a city which, unlike Leicester at the time, had apparently taken its mother's advice to eat its greens. In 1959, our honorand and his family were to move into the historic and beautiful Wistow house, which they had extensively and painstakingly restored. Their farm, which had started with a nucleus of 77 acres and a few converted buildings for rearing pigs, grew in time to over 1,000 acres, with sows, cattle and arable farming. In 1998, Tim Brookes ceased direct farming and now runs the Wistow Rural Centre and Wistow Estate, predominantly in a family partnership business tenancy. This comprises 700 acres of arable land, including wheat, barley, oats and oilseed, with a further 400 acres being put to grass. Before accepting the post of Lord Lieutenant, Tim Brookes had in 1979 been appointed the High Sheriff, responsible for looking after the requirements of High Court judges who visited the county. As though he had not enough by way of accepting onerous duties of public service, he has also served for 15 years on Harborough District Council, resigning in 1989 as the lieutenancy laws require when taking up his current job of Lord Lieutenant. Collectively, this amounts to an ongoing public service contribution to Leicestershire, all made, we should remember, with the tremendous support of his wife, which spans some 50 years. It is a contribution which is as outstanding as it is remarkable, and which ranges from agriculture to high public office, through to educating us all in the joys of eating freshly grown spinach. Our honorand has been a tremendous friend and supporter of our university, and it is a very special pleasure to welcome him and honour him here today. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and the Council, I present Timothy Gerald Martin Brookes, that you may confer upon him the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters.
I admit you to the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws and welcome you among us. Congratulations. Congratulations, Tim. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, most especially graduands. As you will appreciate, as a totally non-academic tiller of the soil, I stand before you humbled. But just as today is so special for all of those graduating, so it is particularly special for me. I am delighted to receive this honorary doctorate from such a respected university. I'm humbled, however, to think how little I deserve this accolade, but regard it as a mark of respect for all those who have assisted me in the role of Lord Lieutenant over the past 13 years, most especially those who worked so hard to make Leicester and Leicestershire a better place for all to live and work in. Also to those wonderful people who give their time voluntarily for so many charitable causes. For me, coming as it does in the Queen's Golden Jubilee year and close to my retirement, I'm particularly thrilled. I would like to congratulate all those graduands here today who have worked so hard over the recent years to achieve your ambition. I know how much you will owe to your parents and the university staff for all their help and support, and to your friends who have encouraged you through the tough times and laughed with you through the good ones. Many, many congratulations to you all. The public orator has been generous in his introduction, and no doubt added to any skimpy knowledge you may have had of the duties of a Lord Lieutenant. You may have thought that Lord Lieutenants spend their time being entertained at dinners and smoking cigars. This is only part of the truth, as cigars are not one of my own indulgences. However, you may have heard of the wealthy man who purchased a very expensive box of 24 mature Havana cigars for the sum of $24,000. Thought he should insure them and added them to his household contents policy. He greatly enjoyed smoking them over the next month or so, and when the box was empty, decided to enter a fire claim against his insurers. They, not surprisingly, refused to pay. But he took them to court, and the judge found, to his regret, that clearly under the terms of the policy, the insurers must pay in full. This in spite of the fact that even the premium had not been paid. However, the insurers brought a criminal charge against the man, arson on 24 different occasions. The defendant was found guilty on all counts, fined $1,000 on each, and to pay costs, with 2 years jail in default. That strikes a little bell in my mind because I'm pleased to say that my cousin is here today, and when I was turning out my grandfather's house in Lancashire, I came across some old cigars. Being a non-smoker and not realizing anything about cigars, thought they must be much too old to be any good at all, and in turning out everything, I put them on bonfire. Perhaps I might have had a claim, but I know my cousin was very sad that they went that way. As Lord Lieutenant and a long-standing magistrate, my commitment to the demanding role of the voluntary work of justices of the peace has been considerable. This has given me some insight into the legal system. Though I hesitate to say this in front of such newly inspired and qualified law students as yourselves. The Lord Chancellor's Department appears to enjoy sending directives for those wonderful magistrates who undertake 95% of criminal court work in this country in their free time. He expects more of them each year in the course of their work. They are the backbone of our country. Long may they continue to bear the strain and be gratefully recognized. The old adage about the law being an ass is sadly occasionally true, especially so at present, when there is so much new legislation, inadequately drafted and insufficiently debated. I always feel that lawyers have an unfair advantage if they wish to stand for Parliament due to their very professional training, ranging from powerful oratory to dulcet persuasion. They also have enormous responsibilities in using these attributes with honesty and integrity for the good of the community. The excessive litigation inspired from across the Atlantic may earn lawyers a fortune, but monetary compensation can never correct an earlier misfortune or injustice. Coming shortly before the White Paper on the Criminal Justice Review, I trust that our Lords and Masters will not forget that justice should never be dictated by the financial constraints of the Treasury, nor by the illusory benefits of centralisation. I have no doubt that you will have plenty of areas of work to consider for your future careers, but I sincerely hope that whatever you take on, you will really enjoy the direction you choose, and that they will bring credit both to you and to Leicester University. Many congratulations again, and my very best wishes to you all.
The graduands in the Faculty of Law will be presented by the Dean, Professor White. Will all graduands in the faculty please stand?
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from the Faculty of Law to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Graduands of the Faculty of Law, by the authority of the Senate, I admit you to the several degrees for which you are presented.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dawn Watkins. For the degree of Master of Laws in European Management and Employment Law, Anthony Anirudh. Alessandra Torreggiani. For the degree of Master of Laws in European Union Commercial, Christina Craig. Sally Edwards. Sandy Hume. Kim Yokipi. Frank Lowry. Stephanie Mitchell. For the degree of Master of Laws in European Union Law Employment, Michael O'Gorman. Britt Semner. Ufondu Udeze. For the degree of Master of Laws in Law and Employment Relations, Darrell Buick. Jane Everett. Paul Galina. Mi-Lin Low. Ryan Pike. Mark Pryor. Mark Robinson. John Traylor. Julie Weaver. For the degree of Master of Arts in European Union Law Commercial, Minna Olikainen. Derek Russell. Androniki Tsivanaki. For the degree of Master of Arts in European Union Law Employment, Stephen Barnett. Guy Gumbrell.
Congratulations.
James Keegan,
Congratulations.
Alan Waiton.
Congratulations, Alan.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Zoe Aarons,
Congratulations.
Asil Abdul Razak,
Congratulations.
Richard Adair,
Congratulations.
Rachel Adai,
Congratulations.
Lewis Addison,
Well done.
Hamad Ahmad,
Congratulations.
Athia Al-Murani,
Congratulations.
Jennifer Allen,
Congratulations.
winner of the Eversheds, Hepworth and Chadwick Commercial Law Prize, Sarah Atherton,
Congratulations and well done on your
James
prize.
Ayling,
Congratulations.
Justine Ato,
Congratulations.
William Babington,
Congratulations.
Julian Baddeley,
Congratulations.
Philip Barnes,
Congratulations.
Kurt Barragan,
Well done.
Jean-Gael Bassett,
Congratulations.
Jennifer Beach,
Congratulations.
Catherine Bevan,
Congratulations.
Yasmin Ben Fayed,
Congratulations.
winner of the Roger Benedictus Memorial Prize in Labour Law, Joseph Bezic,
Congratulations. Well done.
Jodie Bladstock,
Well done.
James Blair,
Congratulations.
Katie Block,
Well done.
Cheryl Brady,
Congratulations.
Louise Brennan,
Congratulations.
Rachel Bridger,
Congratulations.
James Bristow,
Congratulations.
Fiona Brittle,
Congratulations.
Kelly Brittle,
Congratulations.
Rachel Browning,
Congratulations.
Claire Bullen,
Congratulations.
winner of the Morgan Cole Prize, the Maxwell Prize, the House Percival Prize, and the Faculty of Law Prize, Emma Byford.
Congratulations. Wonderful. Well done.
Christopher Cartmel,
Congratulations.
Anne-Marie Casey,
Congratulations.
Marilyn Cheng Kai On,
Congratulations.
Eileen Chua,
Congratulations.
Gavin Clark,
Congratulations.
Jodie Condick,
Congratulations.
Claire Marie Cornford,
Well done.
Louise Cotter,
Well done.
David Curtis,
Well done.
Christina Day,
Congratulations.
Robert Denman,
Congratulations.
Mandeep Dami,
Congratulations.
Ben Dobbs,
Congratulations.
Matthew Donkin,
Congratulations.
Catherine Donovan,
Congratulations.
Anna Elland,
Congratulations.
Adish Farkad,
Well done. Congratulations.
Earl Faulkner,
Congratulations.
Matthew Fiddler,
Congratulations.
Louise Fleming,
Well done.
Robert Foster,
Congratulations.
Emma Gadsden,
Congratulations.
Sue Ann Gann,
Congratulations.
Nicola Garbut,
Congratulations.
Claire G,
Congratulations.
Louise Glenn,
Congratulations.
Nicholas Goldup,
Congratulations.
Michael Goulbourne,
Congratulations.
Christopher Graves,
Congratulations.
Penelope Grucock,
Congratulations.
Robert Grover,
Well done.
Melanie Hadwin,
Congratulations.
Matthew Hall,
Congratulations.
Catherine Hansom,
Well done.
Rebecca Harker,
Congratulations.
Gemma Harris,
Congratulations.
Rachel Hartshorn,
Well done.
Efi Hassett, winner of the Leicestershire Law Society Prize, the Claire Nicholson Memorial Prize, and the Harvey Ingram Ouston Law of Contract Prize.
Congratulations. Well done. Very well done.
Kerry Hayes,
Congratulations.
Laura Heaney,
Congratulations.
Robert Heaney,
Well done.
Ross Hewson,
Congratulations.
Sharon Hill,
Well done.
Almina Hodzich,
Congratulations.
Lucy Humphrey,
Well done.
Sarah Hunt,
Congratulations.
Wazina Hussain,
Well done.
Rabia Ikram,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thomas Everson,
Congratulations.
Nicola Jarvis,
Well done. Congratulations.
Mark Jones,
Well done.
William Jones,
Congratulations.
Pardeep Kang,
Congratulations.
Asha Karaji,
Congratulations.
Sunita Karaji,
Well done.
Joanne Karanja,
Well done.
Rehana Kauza,
Well done. Thank you.
Lindsay Keys,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Adam Khan,
Well done.
David Kidman,
Congratulations.
Fiona Killingworth,
Well done.
Michael Kilner,
Congratulations.
Raki Kotecha,
Congratulations.
winner of the Departmental Mooting Prize, Nadia Kujek-Sarai,
Congratulations. Well done.
Thelma Kugaswaran,
Well done.
Sona Kumar,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Brina Ladd,
Well done.
Margaret Layton,
Congratulations.
Tennille Lee,
Congratulations.
Chunkit Mak,
Congratulations.
Sonia Malik,
Well done.
winner of the Victoria Chambers Law of Evidence Prize, Paul Mann,
Congratulations. Well done on your time.
Alison Marriott,
Congratulations.
Sarah Marsden,
Well done.
Lisa May,
Hello. Congratulations. Well done.
Mary McConnell,
Congratulations.
winner of the Victoria Chambers Law of Evidence Prize, James Mackay,
Congratulations. Well done on your time.
Chamath Medagama,
Well done.
Sarah Middleton,
Well done.
Kevin Maderi,
Well done.
Robert Moore,
Congratulations.
winner of the House Percival Prize, the Baker and Mackenzie Prize, and the Department of Law Prize, Alexandra Morgan.
Congratulations. Very well done. Splendid.
Stuart Morgan,
Congratulations.
Shamila Motiwala,
Congratulations.
Amy Munser,
Congratulations.
Philip Mundy,
Well done.
winner of the Paul Heim Prize, Azreen Musa,
Congratulations. Well done on the time.
Laura Much,
Congratulations.
Alicia Nadaraju,
Congratulations.
Niru Nair,
Congratulations.
Kelly Nelson,
Congratulations.
Jason Newell,
Congratulations.
John Nicholson,
Congratulations.
Edward Nurse,
Congratulations.
Angela Nuttall,
Congratulations.
Stephanie Oates,
Congratulations.
Ursula Ovchakovsky,
Congratulations.
Chris Owen,
Congratulations.
Simon Pallow,
Congratulations.
Jonathan Parr,
Congratulations.
Brindajani Pathmanathan, Robert Perkins,
Well done.
Keely Phillips,
Well done.
Amanda Pilkington,
Well done.
Stuart Ponting,
Well done.
Paul Power,
Well done.
Rachel Price,
Congratulations.
Christina Pugh,
Congratulations.
Claire Richards,
Well done.
Jennifer Riley,
Congratulations.
Gemma Roberts,
Congratulations.
Paul Roberts,
Well done.
Singra Roberts,
Well done.
winner of the Departmental Mooting Prize, Sarah Robinson,
Congratulations. Well done on the
Nicola
prize.
Rowe,
Congratulations.
Sunita Saini,
Congratulations.
Shireen Salim,
Congratulations.
Shella Sanga,
Congratulations.
David Scott,
Congratulations.
Danielle Center,
Congratulations.
Claire Sharp,
Congratulations.
James Shepherd,
Congratulations.
Rachel Sheridan,
Congratulations.
Oliver Schimel,
Congratulations.
Irene Shokan,
Congratulations.
winner of the Morgan Cole Prize, the Blackstone Prize, and the Harvey Ingram Euston Law of Tort Prize, Matthew Short.
Very well done. Congratulations.
Rachel Smith,
Congratulations.
winner of the Mayfund Prize, Matthew Song.
Congratulations.
Raina Sood,
Astounding prize. Congratulations.
Philippa Sparrow,
Congratulations.
Michael Speed,
Congratulations.
Rachel Squires,
Congratulations.
Shireen Tan,
Well done.
Mandeep Todd,
Well done.
Jennifer Tomlinson,
Well done.
Alexander Vamos,
Well done.
Kamran Vojdani,
Well done. Congratulations.
Alex Walker,
Well done.
Gillian Walker,
Congratulations.
Thomas Walker,
Congratulations.
Lindsay Wheatcroft,
Well done.
Daniel White,
Congratulations.
Laura Wood,
Well done.
Aruna Wugra Singh,
Well done.
Natalie Wykes,
Well done.
Benjamin Yolland,
Congratulations.
Siu Po Yu,
Well done.
Tracy Yuen,
Well done.
Shazma Zaman.
Well done.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, European Union, Carrie Deacon,
Congratulations.
Gareth Halliwell,
Well done.
Anna Hefford,
Congratulations.
Leslie Johnston,
Congratulations.
Sukhdeep Singh.
Well done.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws International, Ian da Costa.
Well done.
Sian Smith,
Congratulations.
winner of the Eversheds Hepworth and Chadwick Commercial Law Prize, Rebecca Williams.
Congratulations. Well done on the time.
For the degree of Bachelor of Laws in Law with French Law and Language, Catherine Coerton.
Congratulations.
Emily Cole,
Well done.
winner of the Freeth Cartwright Hunt Dickens Law with French Prize, Lauren Conway.
Congratulations. Well done on the pass.
Bryony Cowham,
Congratulations.
Laura Dakin,
Congratulations.
Chris M,
Congratulations.
Robert Garwell,
Well done.
Sarah Griffith,
Congratulations.
Nicholas Hilda,
Congratulations.
Suzanne Hu,
Congratulations.
Edward Lambert,
Congratulations.
Jane Lofthouse,
Congratulations.
Addie Niv,
Congratulations.
Catherine Piscolti,
Congratulations.
and Natalie Saleh.
Congratulations.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit to the several degrees for which they are presented by my faculty those candidates who are absent.
By the authority of the Senate, I admit those candidates who are absent to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Lord Lieutenant, Vice-Chancellor, graduates of the University of Leicester, ladies and gentlemen, degrees are like false teeth. They're very useful to have, but not that obvious when you look at the person who has them. Think about it. I'd like to begin these closing comments by adding my congratulations and those of the staff of the university to all of you who've received degrees this afternoon. In the case of our distinguished honorary graduates, it is one of the good things about a university that it can recognise in this way the achievements of those who've contributed to society, whether it be in business, the community, or academia. It is worth reflecting that the knowledge of our honorary graduates this afternoon gives them weight. Their achievements give them lustre. We've not weighed their knowledge, but we've noticed their shine. It is their visible achievements that we are celebrating. Indeed, the university is honoured that Doctors Tim Brookes and Lynne Brindley consented to accept the degrees we've conferred upon them today, and it gives us great pleasure to welcome them to our academic community. To the graduates in the body of the hall, you have gained your degrees in a different way. You studied over 1, 3 or more years, and your graduation today represents in every case a significant personal success. As well as your family and friends, the staff of the university also share and rejoice in your achievement. In their worst moments, some of the staff will have thought of that extraordinary definition of education as the process of casting false pearls before real swine. But more often, they will have rejoiced, as Jacob Bronowski did, that students bring a certain ragamuffin, barefoot irreverence to their studies. You've not been here to worship what is known, but to question it. Lynne Brindley referred to the necessity to continue to strive. We hope you will continue to ask questions throughout your lives. If you came to us from school and it is your first degree, you can go forward with some comfort. You may have some debts, but a survey of East Midlands graduates has recently shown that, on average, at around age 35, you can expect to earn 48% more than your non-graduate peers, and by 45, around 86% more. Some of you may feel at this point that one of the ultimate advantages of an education is simply coming to the end of it. This feeling was well encapsulated by a student colleague of mine on another subject who once said, "It is a pity that Latin is no longer taught in school. It removes the infinite pleasure of giving it up." But in this fast-changing world, your studies may not stop with today's degree. Remember the words of Pope John Paul I, who said, "If someone told me I would be Pope one day, I would have studied harder." You may need to expand, revise, or change the direction of your learning. And if you do remember that this university is a major provider of postgraduate courses. As the Vice-Chancellor said, the university greatly values its contacts with its graduates, and we hope that you will stay in touch with us and with those with whom you've studied through the Alumni Association. Actually, I can mention on the side that my own graduate year of some 106 people are going to meet on the 5th and 6th of July next year, and we've managed to find 105 of the 109 of us who were there, so it's going to be quite a day. So Alumni Association is a great fun. We rely on the support of our graduates in many ways. Not least, we hope that you've enjoyed your time here and will tell others about the University of Leicester. To the many parents and friends in the hall, we hope you've enjoyed the day. Your support and encouragement in all its forms has been one of the utmost importance to our students and indeed to us. You will be rightly proud of the successes of those we've awarded degrees to today. We hope you have wonderful celebrations for the rest of today. University is about all kinds of things, not only study, but also learning from making mistakes. Albert Einstein once commented, "Anyone who's never made a mistake has never tried anything new." It is about learning independence, learning to teach yourselves. It is about appreciating other points of view and other cultures. It is about learning tolerance and consideration. This is the very stuff of civilization and of peace. Finally, as you leave this ceremony today, let me tell you that in America and some other parts of the world, this occasion is not known as a degree ceremony, but as commencement. You are now entering a new phase in your lives. Empowered by your education, you will make choices that will impact on your own lives and the lives of others. We wish you every success.
So this brings us to the end of this afternoon's proceedings. I must say, I think the applause has been magnificent this afternoon. So I think just one more round of applause so you remind us how good you are at this particular feature among your many other talents. So congratulations to the graduating class. I now declare this congregation closed.